Welcome to Horrifying Endeavor. My name is Guillermo Calvillo, and I'm here with
Jared Soto.
We've been gone for a while.
We have been MIA, mainly due to, academic studies and...
a couple of other, short story stuff that we've been working on.
Yeah, so, we've been, we still have been grinding, but just,
Yeah, we've seen movies. We just haven't had our schedules really match up to the point where we can review them together. But we're back, and we're going to end up doing 3 reviews today.
We're going to try to keep them short for you guys, just to, keep your attention with us. So
yeah, so we're going to be doing Terrifier first, and then we're going to do
Halloween.
That is correct, and then Suspiria at the very end. All basically newly released horror movies besides Terrifier.
I think it's only about a year old.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit more about Terrifier, Jared?
Yes, so Terrifier came out last year. It was made by Damien Leone. I hope I didn't butcher his name. And yeah, let's get into that, Memo.
Okay, so this was recommended to us. I had never seen it. I know you had.
Yeah, I previously watched it before, anyone brought it up. Interesting movie.
Is it a part of a? It's a part of like a.
Yes, it's So Damien Leone, the director who made this movie, he previously made a movie called All Hallows Eve, and that's kind of like a VHS kind of a style kind of film. It has to do with short tapes, I think, being played in the film.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
Yeah,
I had never even heard of them until this, but I saw it. It's definitely a movie.
Definitely.
That's a thing. There's not really much. There's a plot. But it's a really low budget.
It's really straightforward. It doesn't really, like I said, doesn't really have a plot.
There's a killer clown. He's he kills people, finds these girls, and he's trying to find them in this abandoned warehouse building kind of a thing.
It's really bloody. For the most part, it's pretty decent. Starting from the beginning. Once it hits the middle and the end, it starts kind of dying off.
The clown is the amazing part. He's extremely creepy. He's just a great clown in general. He just looks cool, and he has this sort of
he's witty
stature of him where he's tall, right? And it's just super cool. I don't know if he's that tall, but he seemed really tall in the movie to me.
Yeah, he really stood out. He was the main point in this movie.
I mean, really, the whole movie falls down on if you want to see this cool killer clown murder people and chase people and murder people. It doesn't really have much else besides that. That's what it is and what it's for.
Yeah, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and it succeeds for that matter. I mean, people who go into this want to see that. Then.
Yeah, the kills are brutal. Special effects are pretty good. For the most part, like I said, those are really the only thing, that's kind of saved the movie, for me at least.
Yeah, well, there's that one point where that lady gets cut from her
special
area.
Parts and
yeah, her vagina. We're all adults here.
Yes,
gets cut from her vagina all the way down, and it's. I mean, I don't know if you like kind of not body horror, but gory horror stuff, then you're gonna appreciate it. It's a fun time. You'll forget it.
It's it is definitely one of the better, I think, horror movies on Netflix for the time being.
Yeah, that wasteland of Netflix. Yeah, it's okay.
So okay,
going
back to your rating,
I'd give it a D.
Yeah, okay. I'll bump it up a little bit higher. I'll give it a C minus.
I guess it's forgettable. I haven't thought about it since I saw it, which is about a month and a half ago.
It's been a while for me too, man. So
yeah. All right. So then the next one is the newly released Halloween, and we say newly knowing that we are 3 weeks behind.
Has it only been 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think it released. It wouldn't release on Halloween, right?
Yeah. Nope. It was. I can't talk, man. It was released on my birthday. Come on, man. You should remember that.
When is your birthday?
October 19th.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah, it was released October 19th. It's directed by David Gordon Green, who directed Prince Avalanche in George Washington, I believe. Joe, the one with Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, it was directed by him, and it was written by that one guy that I'm forgetting his name, Danny McBride.
Famous comedian, actor.
Yeah. And it's Halloween. I mean, everybody knows Halloween for the most part. Everybody knows Michael Myers and the mess that franchise is, but also how important it is to the history of movies, specifically horror movies. And it's starring Jamie Lee Curtis back in her role as I always forget
Laurie Strode.
Laurie Strode, yeah.
Yep.
And it stars Judy Greer as well, Nick Castle, Holly Billinger, and Ryan Reese. Yeah, so that's the cast.
Yeah, so for what they did with this movie was they kind of dropped every single installment from past the second film.
Past the first one.
Yes, past the first.
Yeah,
one.
It starts off years after the first one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like all that Rob Zombie stuff, all that like random ass
completely gone.
Curse of the Witch stuff. They just completely got rid of it, and I appreciate it. So where do you stand on Halloween as a horror series?
You know, it's one of those movies, man, where you watch it at a young age, or for me at least, and you appreciate it because you know it does something to you. You kind of gets you in the mood. For me, it puts me in a Halloween mood, literally, because you know the name of the title, and I like it for that reason. It's something special, and mainly because who the character is.
Yeah.
You don't really have anyone really like Michael Myers.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could say. Yeah, I kind of agree. For me, it was I didn't necessarily love Halloween growing up, but as I got older, I started to appreciate it more. And specifically, recently, I like binged all of them, and it was just a fun time. That's ultimately what it came down to. So I was going into the movie. I had this idea of like, we'll just see what David Gordon Green does for the movie,
because we didn't know. We had no idea what direction he was going to take or stuff like that. So.
Yeah. So we went in there. We saw it together, or you saw it first and saw it with me the next day. And I remember it ended, and I just had the hugest smile on my face because it was so much fun. Like, it knew exactly what it was. Mm-hmm. It wasn't trying to be anything necessarily different, but it also just wasn't like a copy and paste of the first one.
Nope.
The music was redone, which I thought was really
by John
really
Carpenter.
Well. Yeah, and for the most part, so like even the characters are pretty well thought out. I mean, they're not like the best characters around or anything. Yeah. They're still like extremely cliche, but that's what you really want out of a movie like this. I think the only thing that I didn't like was there wasn't a lot of suspense.
Nope.
You know, and that's what makes Halloween, the specific first one, second one, so great, was that like suspense, because there's not a lot of gore. There isn't necessarily like a lot of.
They really introduced the gore, like I think after like the third or fourth one.
Yeah, but what made it so special wasn't like the gore or anything. It was just like the suspense you had of like that random person coming to murder you, and he's like following you down, and he doesn't stop, right? And every time you try to kill him, he's somehow still
doesn't
alive.
Die.
Yeah, so it was that anxiety of that made the first ones pretty extremely great. And this one, it kind of misses that, but I think it makes up for it with like a really strong main character who's just fun to watch, and you want her to basically kick Michael Myers' ass. And then then the whole story just kind of moves in a way where it's never boring.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
It's really fast paced, honestly.
Yeah.
It's there's nothing really to, be bored about.
Yeah.
At least to me, it wasn't. For the most part, just the film itself, it like you said, it was a fun movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. Just first impression and stuff like that. I did. It took me a while to process it. Like he said, I watched it one time, and that was right before him, and I went to go watch it with him again so I could kind of solidify my opinion. And I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
So
there was that one moment where that one switched up again with the psychologist. The new, I forgot the.
Yes, that was
that was a hit or miss. That's gonna be hit or miss for everybody. I ended up just brushing it away just because of how much fun I had. But I could definitely see anybody seeing that little like plot twist be completely put off by it because it just comes out of nowhere. And they try to do a little character building for it, but it's not enough to really justify that switch. So that's gonna be a moment that people are gonna be like, that's just weird.
Yeah, I didn't know how to handle it either.
I think overall the movie is not great.
No.
I think it's just extremely fun.
It is. And
for a Halloween movie, that's all I really want. I just wanted to sit down and watch something that's just kind of, stupid fun with a little bit of, did you get any social commentary out of it?
I don't know, man. Like, did you find anything? I didn't really.
It felt kind of like, they were doing like the whole Me Too thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, no, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's
pushing.
I don't know if that was just like me just pulling at it, or like if I just. But I got
talking
that
about like
feeling.
the ending and how like the three kind of reign.
Yeah.
Over
the one white masked male who's trying to attack them. It was just really odd. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do. I don't know if that's just like a product of the times where we're just automatically thinking everything's political. But I definitely got that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's
see
just
where
me,
you got
though.
it.
Yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun movie. I would say it's a worthy sequel to the first.
Yeah. I was reading a lot of comments about it, and a lot of people were complaining about it not being scary. And I don't see how that's a valid criticism because the first ones, at least to a millennial like we are, it was never originally scary. I don't know if like when it came out, that was deemed scary at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was. I don't see how that could be a valid criticism. But if somebody wants to go in there getting scared, whatever that means nowadays, you probably won't be because it's not supposed to do that for you.
Not at all.
Any other thoughts?
No, man. I'm ready to give that rating now.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, overall, I had fun with it. Good time. I thought it was pretty good. So I'm gonna give it like a B minus.
B minus. Okay. Yeah, I give it a B.
Oh,
straight B. Yeah.
Sweet.
A lot of fun.
We are on the same spectrum right now.
Yeah. All right. So now we get to talk about
yes,
Suspiria.
That
which
movie
was directed by Lucas Guadagnino.
That's pretty close.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, that's close to it.
Yeah, Lucas Guadagnino, and it stars Dakota Johnson and Tilda Swinton, and it's based off I don't know if it's a remake. I guess it's a remake. It's a remake of Dario Argento's cult classic Suspiria, which I don't remember when that was created, but back like in the 60s, 70s era, he made this movie. So I'm going to start off. You've seen the original Suspiria.
Yes.
What do you think of the original Suspiria?
You know, everyone,
for one.
You talk to anyone about the original Suspiria, they really love it. Apparently every person I've talked to, they say it's one of the greatest horror movies ever created. When I saw it, and I thought it was okay. I wasn't like blown away. I thought it was pretty decent for maybe the time it was made. Other than that, it's nothing really that special.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I saw the original Suspiria, and honestly, I don't think that movie's a good movie. I think it's just all style over substance. I don't care for it much. I think people who say they like it, that's fine. I don't really care much for witches for the most part. And the original movie, I don't know, it felt like really, I don't know, it was literally the definition of style over substance. There's not much there besides that it looks pretty.
Yeah.
That's it. And I really do not like that movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we come from. And yes, I have heard that's the reason I watched it, because it was really difficult to find anywhere. And then they said the director from Call Me By Your Name was going to remake it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll check it out. I checked it out. I was like, maybe I'm not going to like this movie. And maybe I still don't like this movie. Who knows? I haven't done my review. So what did you think of Suspiria?
Oh, my God. So, I was coming in excited, because who wouldn't be excited for a remake, right, of a really anticipated horror film from back then. I went in, I saw it, and came out, thought about it for a little bit. And overall, man, I enjoyed it more than I thought it was.
Yeah. It's been like, what, a couple weeks?
Yeah. And I still think about it to this day. It's pretty, it stuck with me.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. We should have shut off with plot. It's basically like a dance company, and this one American foreign student, I guess you call her student, goes to this, I forget, it's set in Berlin.
It's apparently like a really prestigious dance company.
And it's set in Berlin, and and the setting is extremely important. It's set in Berlin during the time of the Berlin Wall, when all that mess is happening. So like that's the whole basic premise of it. Is she goes to this dance company, and there's something weird running amok. So yeah, I'm sorry, we should have said that originally.
It's all good.
Yeah. When I walked in there, I didn't know what to expect at all. When I was walking out, I still didn't really know what to think. Right. All I knew when I was walking out is that I really loved this movie.
It's so good.
Like, I really loved it. And one of our friends, who also does the 512 The Beat review, Andy for short, he put a review on Letterboxd, and you can follow us, Letterboxd too, we're on there, of Suspiria, and I'm not going to say he bashed it, but he definitely did not enjoy it as much as
we did.
Yeah. And I think that's ultimately what it's going to come down to. You're going to fall on two ends. You're either going to love it or you're going to dislike it. Or hate it. Either one of those two. There's hardly ever going to be a middle ground. And I appreciate a movie that does that. So I question, though, if the movie is even a horror movie.
Again, it has horror elements. I felt like it was more of like a thriller.
Yeah, it was more about the story more than anything. And it does have like a fantasy horror element to it, right? But again, it was never
straight up horror.
Yeah,
jump scares.
And you should never go into this movie thinking like you're going to get scared, because I never really got that at all. But ultimately, the whole movie is shot beautifully.
Everything about it.
The way I would expect a Guarnido film to look, specifically from Call Me by Your Name. So that's amazing. The sound design was great.
Oh, can we talk about the soundtrack, please?
Yeah,
oh my God! So from the first shot, I already knew it was gonna be great, and it's actually composed by one of Memo's favorite artists, Tom York, who is the front man of Radiohead.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, Memo, because I know you're dying to tell me
about what
the soundtrack, the score.
I love the soundtrack.
The first scene, just tell me, dude.
Yeah, the title song is amazing, and it adds a lot to the movie, and I think that's a lot of movies miss on that whole notion.
Yep.
Where like the soundtrack's just kind of added on just to add on to the movie. No, this soundtrack is specifically used in specific ways to add to the atmosphere of the movie.
Yep.
And even like something where he sings, which is one of the main songs of Suspiria. Even when he sings, his voice has this sort of like angelic, haunting kind of a voice, and it just flows extremely well with the film. And it's been a while since I've seen a movie really do that, where the music's actually there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Right. And I think so. Sound design is great. Cinematography is great. The acting is great.
Yeah.
And I think what I really appreciated about this movie was it really shows a director that knows how to use everything. Right. He isn't just good at one thing and then just disregards the rest of it. He puts it all together to kind of create this ride, this experience, to sound cliche, of going to an action movie and just being completely immersed in this world where these random things are happening and these like really visceral things are happening. You're just kind of going with it. So the movie's long.
It is.
It's about 2 hours it's about 3 hours.
For it being long, it didn't really drag to me. You know?
It never dragged to me either. No, and I was always into it.
I was always immersed in the story and whatever was going on, man. And also just going back to everything, how it was made. I think he really put a lot of time and thought into what was going to happen. For the most part, man, those dance sequences, I saw that he researched and like watched a lot of film just to kind of put his own vision of what was going to happen like on screen and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was beautiful to me, at least. Everything that he did with this film was just, I was wowed by it.
Made me want to take up interpretive dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? We may see Memo dancing on the stage soon. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really can't stop talking about this movie. I think it really left a mark with me.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Same here. And we can talk about this really quickly. This movie, I think one of the very first kills has one of the best death sequences I've seen in a long while.
Yeah.
I remember you said that too. I think exactly what you said.
Yeah.
And I was just stunned. Mainly just because like the tension it had added to it. It wasn't just a straightforward, just what was gonna happen. It kind of like made you think, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, so I have an idea. Completely wrong. I was wrong, and I loved every second of it. What happened? It was just really well done, really well executed. The actors did really great. Whoever was in that scene.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That first murder scene's extremely disheartening, to say the least.
Yes.
And it's not that gory.
No, it's just very. It can be hard to watch. I remember some people stated that they couldn't really watch it. Someone said that they wanted to throw up apparently watching it.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we know who that was.
Yeah.
That was Gabriel. I don't have. Yeah, put you on blast. So the greatness about that scene. And I think a lot of horror directors miss this, or maybe, we shouldn't necessarily fault other directors. Maybe Guarnido is just that good. Is that he understands that there's more to a scene than just showing something disgusting.
Yeah.
That really, so like you get a visceral reaction to just an image, but when you add music and you add all those cuts and you add that story that's built up to it, it adds an extra effect when you know exactly what's going on, and it makes you feel nauseous because all of it's working together and kind of forcing you to see this visceral image, right? and kind of you're already in the atmosphere. And now instead of you just watching it from afar, from like a distance, being, oh, you know, that's nasty because he cut that person from the vagina to the mouth, right? Now you're actually in it.
Yeah.
You're actually there with the person. You feel like you're in the
You're
room.
watching it go down right in front, like literally you're in the same room.
Yeah, you feel like you're right there in the person, and you wanna be there and be like, stop it, but you can't.
Yep.
You know, and that's ultimately what it does. And
Yep. And I felt it very much, actually. It was oh man.
yeah. So and we can't go anywhere without talking about the ending. So in really broad terms, without spoiling it, the ending is extremely odd, and it's really gonna make or break this movie for you. Granted, it might have lost you on the way there, but for the most part, that ending is extremely abstract.
Very, man.
To the point where some people just will not enjoy it. I will go ahead and say I did not necessarily enjoy the ending. I wasn't a huge fan of some of the creative choices that were made. I do believe that it was well thought out. I do think that he was trying to say something with the ending. I just don't think the ending necessarily worked the way he wanted it to. Yeah. In the very end.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Well, more on the mixed bag kind of side. I thought I enjoyed it for the most part.
You thought you enjoyed the ending?
Yeah, like I think I tried to.
Sorry about that.
Sorry audio. About that. That was awkward. I think I tried to force myself to like it because I kind of felt like I knew what he was trying to do with it, and I just that in the end didn't make up for it.
Yeah.
Although it really was one of the most probably interesting endings I've seen in a while. Very different.
Yeah, I just feel like the ending should have been different. So like the movie sets up this like really like somber tone, and it's really quiet in most of the stuff that it does. Even like when it flashes out, like that one murder scene, the first one, it's still relatively quiet compared to other movies. I just feel like the way it was shot creatively with these like slowed down, chopped up versions with this like super colored overtone, I just feel like it didn't pack the punch that he wanted it to. And I don't know why that may be. Maybe it was like he was doing a sprint and he did a great sprint, but he really couldn't finish the marathon. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it's that kind of thing. So that ending really stops it from being one of like the best movies ever made to me. Mm-hmm. If the ending would have had a bigger punch and would have landed more cleanly, I think this would have been one of my favorite movies of all time.
Wow. Is Memo actually saying a horror movie is one of his...
Well, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying it's not.
Well, it's up there. Let's just take that as a win,
But
I guess,
even at that, I wouldn't even... I don't know if this is even a horror movie. But it really, still even besides that, it's still a great movie. Yeah. I think it's one of the best this year.
Definitely.
And I think it's worth checking out, even if you don't like it.
Please check it out. I mean, some people are going to, I think some, like you said earlier, some people are going to hate it. Some might love it. It is kind of slow, but like I said, I didn't really get bored. He didn't get bored. So it just really depends on who you are and if you're really like into the movie and whatnot. It just really depends.
Yeah. So I would really, the way I would gauge it is if you saw Mother by Darren Aronofsky and you love that movie, you will most likely love this one. If you did not like Mother, you're hit or miss. It really depends. So it's not, Mother isn't like a 1-to-1 comparison, but the way I felt about it was the same way I felt leaving Mother. By the way, I loved Mother. So that's the way I would gauge it. But I really think everybody should give it a shot. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, with that, what are you going to give this movie?
A-.
Cool. I gave it an A- as well. Wow, Memo,
we liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really enjoyed it. I was really surprised by that. I didn't know what to expect. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Overall, it was pretty good.
It was an experience.
Yeah, well, overall, like the movies we saw, they were pretty good. Halloween was really good.
Yep.
Terrifier... Yeah, but Suspiria, that was amazing.
Yes,
film.
You still have to see Overlord.
I do,
because I really want to review that movie.
Well, you could,
I saw it. No, I don't want to. I want to do it.
Scream into the mic. But,
sorry about that.
Well, no, I'm probably not going to watch it.
You need to watch it.
To be honest
please.
with you, because
we need to review it because I really want to talk about it and I can't because you haven't seen it. So
I'll just give him like a little review because I'm not going to see it.
You should. I'm not going to ruin it.
Okay. Well, anyways, but even if we don't review it, you should see Overlord.
Oh, please, yes.
Right?
It's Overlord, yes.
Yes, because it is not doing well at the box office.
Yes, and you need to support it because it is actually a pretty good movie. A lot of fun. Other than that, yeah, check it out.
That says the guy who's probably not going to see it. You should support it at the box office.
He should probably see it.
Yeah, it's produced by J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
I don't remember who directed it per se, but it's basically like a Nazi horror, zombie Nazi thing.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot of like body horror fun kind of thing. So yeah, just to keep you guys updated with what we're doing, 512 The Beat Reviews doing their music review stuff. They have their own Twitter and Instagram, and you can go ahead and find that on our either website or YouTube. We'll put it in the description, or on our pages as well. We're working on a couple short films, right?
In the works, yep.
Yeah, I'm doing one called Blame It on the Devil. He has a couple things in the works. I'm pretty sure the other guys do as well. We are actually starting up a new podcast. Just movie reviews, just general movie reviews, not horror specific. And I'll be doing that probably with Andy and Adrian. And our first one should be The House That Jack Built, directed by Lars von Trier. So you should definitely look out for that soon.
Yep. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll push a couple stuff out. College is about to end, so.
Oh, that gives us so much free time, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So, anything else you want to say? You good?
And that's it.
All right. Well, this has been a Horrifying Endeavor. My name is Memo.
And I'm Jared.
And thank you guys for being horrified with us.